bitch. Now, Comedy Store, the top of the show. I said to you we had 2 acts in the first half, 2 acts in the second half. Big fat lie. We have 3 acts for you in the first half, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, yes, we've got a guest act coming on now just to do a short set for you, but you know the rules. The usual rules apply. You make all the acts welcome. So please go mad, Comedy Store. Give it up and welcome to the stage, Mr. Del Strain.
How we doing, eh? Now, being Scottish and living in London, people say the funniest things, you know, like, I suppose you eat porridge. I can't stand fucking porridge. I didn't even eat it in prison. And it's always, oh, Edinburgh, the castle and the 1 o'clock gun. All right, in Glasgow I've not got a castle, but you can hear guns all day. And I wouldn't say it's getting rougher, but all over this country all you see is 15-year-old girls pushing prams, you know? Tracksuits and cheap gold with a baby sick down the front. I like to think of them as gyrospice. Fuck till she's 35, stuck in a tower block with the entry stinker pish. The kids run wild, 7-year-olds with Tourette's. Fuck off. They're everywhere. Half of them's mine. In between swearing and setting cars on fire, they like pissing through your letterbox. It makes you proud to be British. Innit? You know when you go into a bank and there's a queue? I fucking hate that. It's always better if there's no witnesses. Now what a week this week. Monday got my knob stuck in a vacuum cleaner. I was so embarrassed when the fireman came. I hadn't hoovered, the place was in a right state. Wednesday, it's my mate's 40th birthday. He's really, really depressed. He's giving it, it's the grey pubes, man, they're really starting to get to me. I said, well, stop shagging the pensioners then. Now, driving in London, it's a fucking nightmare. It's fuck off and can't. And that's me just starting the engine, leaving the house. And the nutters on the road, you know? The other day, this guy didn't indicate, he's cut right in, he's just fucking missed us. So he stopped at the lights, so I gets out and I runs up. But he had child locks. But the next thing, it's like, I'm the maniac. Everybody's looking at me and the driver will not let me back in the bus. Now, ex-partners can be really, really vindictive. This one girl, Charlie, that wasn't her name, but she cost me a fortune every day. She used to get right up my fucking nose. Total psycho. My mate's like, oh, that's because she's a Pisces. I says, no, I think you'll find that's because I shagged her sister. But vindictive, she kidnapped me, ladies and gentlemen. 4 fucking days, there I was, handcuffed, face down, with my eyebrows shaved and my bollocks covered in deep heat. Then after taking obscene pictures of me and the dog and emailing them to the RSPCA, she puts an ad in the paper, submissive gimp can't get enough, and prints my address. So on the way out the door, she leaves the door open with a sign saying, gimp upstairs. All he asks is you slap him in the arse and scream, who's the daddy? Who's the daddy? 4 days, 15 stitches and 10 sexual deviants. I'd have still been there if it wasn't for the Jehovah's Witnesses. And I had to listen to them for 2.5 hours. God knows what she'd have done if she found out I shagged her mother as well. Of course, in England, you'd never do anything uncivilised as shag your mother-in-law. You just sell her house and put her in a home. No one ever laughs at that, but I love fucking saying it. Now, in the paper last week, according to this mad scientist, he says the average ejaculation comes out at 28 miles per hour. Is it just me, or have you got visions of scientists in a lab coat setting off speed cameras? It also says the average quantity of semen in each ejaculation is a teaspoonful. Fuck having a cup of tea at his house. 1 lump or 2? I think not. Now I do this thing where I pick someone in the audience, I look at their coat and attempt to tell them what they do for a living. So if you don't mind, my friend, can I have one suggestion, please? What this member of the audience does for a living? Train spotter. No, he's not a train spotter, and he's not a pervert. Fucking saucy cunts. What he actually is a shoplifter. Now, we don't want him getting into any trouble. You've heard of street magic. This is called streetwise magic. Say the magic words. Not guilty. There you go. You can have your coat back, my friend. And of course, I'll keep these. I'm doing him a favour. Interest rates, criminal. Now, when the plane skidded off the runway, I heard this old phrase that used to terrify the shite out of me when I was aware of the brace position. Which is, in fact, if you're ever on an aeroplane, there's anything going wrong, they get you to put your head between your knees. So that if you do have a high impact, neck snaps, quick death, cheery cunt. Now, God forbid I'm ever in that fucking situation. The last thing I think I'd be doing is taking the brace position. I think it'd go something like, go to the drinks trolley and drink every bottle of fucking spirits on it. In fact, if I find myself in that position, I'm drinking the aftershave as well. So by the time I'm 200 feet from the ground, I'm steaming drunk enough to believe that at 30 feet, I can open the door, jump out, get up and walk away. Piece of piss. And even if I do break my neck, at least I'm drunk. And it's got to be better than sitting there with my head between my fucking knees and my teenage son and daughter going, have we crashed yet? No. Have we crashed yet? No. Have we crashed yet? No. Now, if I could just ask everyone a little bit of audience participation, if you could please put your 2 hands up in there. Everyone, please put your 2 hands up in there. Go on, go on, go on, go on, go on, go on, go on. That's a fucking robbery. Peter Walt's phone's on the table. I'm only joking. I'm not that fucking stupid. If I was going to rob you, I'd be wearing my Burberry ski mask. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I've been going like a fucking steam train, not because I'm on any fucking illicit substances, but because I've only got 5 minutes and a flash me, I got to go. So basically, ladies and gentlemen, this is tinfoil. Now, see tinfoil, ladies and gentlemen, I fucking love tinfoil. I like to shake the man's fucking hand that invented tinfoil. Because see, if you take tinfoil and you wrap it around one of these security tags, the tag doesn't go beep, 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 beep. Not funny, but educational. I've been Del Strain, you've been my alibi. Don't have nightmares.
Del Strain, ladies and gentlemen. Listen, what I didn't say before Del came on is Del performing there in what's called the open spot, just starting out down here at the Comedy Store. One more time, please. Give it up for Del Strain. One more brilliant, and I mean brilliant act to close the first half for you. Top act about to take this stage. Just before I bring him on, found out where all the single people were. Not very many of you, apparently. Which means you're either a lying bunch of bastards or we have a lot of happy couples in the room. Happy, look at you, you're a couple, quite clearly. Happy couple. What's your name, sir? Pat and Wendy. Wendy and Pat.